Sorry. Jamming. Hi. Welcome back to the Crossroads. I have another short one for you today. I have a little friend with me. As you saw, here she is. I call it a she. I don't know. I haven't given her a name yet. She's a cutie though. She's got a little cherry. Oh, look at that. Red pen, a red lolly, red cherries. I stuck some cherries inside of the. She's got pine cones in her back. I don't think you can see it. There she go. See? Yeah, she's a cutie pie. I like her. I don't know what name to give her. Any what's chaos today is what this feels like. But it's a pretty day. It's like almost 50. It's been nice. Look at me just waving this mic every which way. But yeah, no, I was thinking about time in that philosophical way that we do whenever we feel threatened by time or whenever we feel late or rushed or pressured, you know. Um, mm. I grew up in a household where I was like genuinely punished for taking my time. Like with anything, even if I was just like slow in speech and slow in thought, like, hey, you know what? I want to slow this conversation down a little bit. No, not allowed, not encouraged, not respected in any way. Um, I was shamed a lot, and on occasion, it did get physical, but not always. But even then, it's still, impact matters more than anything. So even if it was just like a handful of times, the times that it happened, it mattered. It was important, and it trained my body. Like I'm the type of nervous. I'm very sensitive. So like if something happens one or two times, even if my mind isn't consciously aware of it, my body will record the shit. It will keep score, and then I'm just gonna start behaving in a sort of repetitive, compulsive way that matches the way that I felt threatened, and then I'm gonna do anything and everything to avoid whatever perceived threat I think might come in the future. And that's gotten me in trouble a lot. Um, so I had to become aware, and awareness is painful. But I woke up like 1 or 2 mornings ago, and I was stretching. I stretched my hands, cracked my knuckles, cracked my neck, stretched my arms, rolled the shoulders around, and I'd let the shoulders drop. I stretched my legs, cracked my toes. Um, I did a lot of stretching, and it was nice. And by the time I had realized that I was done cracking and stretching my entire body, I was like, "Oh, it's only been 5 minutes. What the hell?" And my mom used to do this thing where she would set like a timer, like an actual timer, like one of the ones that you would twist and at the end. Yeah, and she'd be like, "That timer's going. That timer's going." And it was in the shower. It was for the shower, my shower time, and I really valued my shower time always because I'm a water baby. I'm a or I don't know what I would call us. Like I said, water shaman. Just intuitively always very connected to water. Hija de Yemaya, you know? And I don't know. Mm, so yeah, only 5 minutes had gone by the time I realized it. And almost lost my train of thought. Right. So the timer thing. always valued my shower time because I really always felt connected to the water. That's when I don't know. A lot of us feel that way, but then I had to like remind myself not everybody is like that. Maybe a lot of people are, but not everyone feels that deeply relaxed in the shower. My best ideas come there. My channels come there. Insights, prayers happen in there. Prayers are answered in there. um, Voices come, visions come. It's sort of like dreaming awake. I mean, really, I can do that anywhere, but especially in the water. But anyway, yeah, so my mom, she would put this fucking timer on, be like, "That timer's going. That timer's going. See, 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes." And this was before school, and this was with everything before school. So that was always stressful. The morning was always awful for me, so that from a very tender age, even before there was like official school. Even just going to my babysitters, it was terrible. Terrible fucking experience in the morning. Jesus, there was no peace. I don't know why I'm feeling called to say this, but like even everything about me was everything was controlled. Like I remember one morning sitting down to eat my waffles with some syrup and a glass of water. I didn't want milk. I've always been lactose intolerant anyway. And I could have taken a lactate, but that morning I just didn't want to have milk with my shit. I wanted water, and it was soothing to me. It was soothing to have something that kind of tasted like cardboard and then a little bit sweet and then just the water right after. It was so satisfying to me. I don't know. I don't know if it's just if it's preference or if it's an autistic thing. I don't really give a shit. But my mom saw me one day eating waffles with water before school, and she was pissed. I mean, like mad, like all to hell. Walked in, was like, "Are you kidding me? You can't even have like a like a normal glass of milk? That is so that's not nutrition. That's not." And I'm like, "Fam, you bought the shit for me." And I'm literally drinking water. Like, what is so wrong with I don't know what it was with this woman and water. She was mad as hell. I don't know. Anyway, um time time, and I realized, you're right, so the only then 5 minutes went by, and 5 minutes with her felt like an eternity. It felt like I needed to constantly uh, out of breath. Awful. Okay, no patience, none. But the other morning, I was like, "Hmm." And I finally completed the thought because I thought I was being she used to say that a lot too, that, "Oh, you just always trying to be philosophical and shit like yo daddy. Ooh, you and your daddy. You and your daddy." Ugh. It's disgusting to hear that. Because first of all, I'm not my daddy. We're really connected, but like I'm not that man and I'm not her either. I used to love to say things like, "I'm the best parts of both parents, but I'm also the worst parts." I them worst parts also got compulsively embedded into the nervous system, and now I'm like purging the shit. And yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, okay, follow me. Just I was like, I used to think, okay, I can make time bend for me. But more accurately, I was like, it's my perception that's making time bend. You know what I mean? And my perception is really just projection. And projection is, for me, personally speaking, projection for me is light. And light bends around things. So it's really your perception bending around time. So you're not really making time go faster or slower. You're just sort of softening into the present moment. And I don't know, that helped a lot. Like like how did I phrase it? I was like, I'm relishing like every juicy second. I don't know. And it wasn't even meant to be like sensual or poetic. I was just like, imagine if if every inch of me was feeling okay with every second that passes. Oh my god, what if, right? What a novelty if I was what a novelty that I'm daring to feel safe in my own body. If I dare to feel safe and I'm not running against any clock or no clock is clocking me. I don't know. Um, but those 5 minutes, I don't know, those 5 fucking minutes were really important. It was 9 AM. I'm telling you, by the time I realized, I was like, this whole body had been stretched out, all warmed up and shit before I even got into the shower, before I even brushed my teeth, before I even had coffee or any of that. And I was like, "Mhm, mhm, mhm." And it took me nothing but 5 minutes to get myself right, to kind of regulate myself. And motherfuckers don't want that sometimes. Sometimes a motherfucker don't want that. They don't want you regulated. They want you up. They want you to be matching their urgency, their energy, their eagerness, their everything. And I'm like, "No. No." And it's when you have that much trauma or you're that sensitive or you're that perceptive, you start noticing really weird things. Like as soon as they call your name, they like expect you to orient immediately. And they get used to that. People get used to that. And I got used to that. And it was strange. A cousin and I were talking recently, and he's a little older than me. I'm 33, Christ's age. Um why did I say it like that? I don't know. That's my thing this year. Now that I'm 33, I'm like, age of Christ, age of free birth. Stupid. But I don't know. It makes me giggle. And he's a little older than me. He's almost 40. And he mentioned, now that he's I'm not going to give too much away, but he's back in his parents' home. Circumstances, life, whatever, lifing, and he mentioned that he felt like sometimes when he hears a certain tone come out of his parents, he said he felt like his innards revert back to like a 10-year-old. And I was like, see, that's that nervous system. That's that nervous system that recorded that shit. And it was probably around that age that you finally like solidified the let me orient immediately, or it that was like the age probably that you were like, I mean, other significant things probably happened. Obviously, they did happen before 10 years old, but that was probably around the time that your body like really decided like this is who I am now. This is my job. And that's it's sad. And we talked about it, and he was like, "Obviously, I know I'm not, but it's like something inside me." And I was like, "Yeah, I finished it for him." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like something inside you gets catapulted back in time. Like you're not in 2026. You're like back in 1995, like trying to like half defend yourself, but like trying to obey at the same time, and it's fucked up. It really is. Um, it's destabilizing as hell. It's disorienting, and it's not fair. Mm-mm. It was never fair. But but there is no past. There is no future. And I've been telling myself this thing where even if I don't fully believe it yet because I haven't had enough practice to like fully embody it, because usually insight happens before like you like believe it all the way, but I'm like, okay, the past, and I hate saying this. It really pisses me off, but I'm like, just something about it makes sense to me. Because I always used to worry about like what happened, why it happened. I would study the fuck out of everything, every event, every circumstance, every micro movement and comment, and I'd be like, but why though? Why did it happen? um, and it's not that I don't give a damn. I still care. I still feel it, but I'm like, if it already happened, it means it was meant to happen that way. Point blank period. If it already happened, that's because it was meant to happen like that. Only if it already happened. Like, I'm not sitting here in the present telling myself, "Well, destiny, just, whatever happens, happens to me. Like, no, I'm a manifester. We are manifestors. No, so they don't work like that. But like, if it already happened, if I was already hurt, if I was already humiliated, already embarrassed, if I already did the damn thing, it's because it was meant to happen that way. I don't know how to explicate that anymore. Like, I don't have the. I'm sure if I sit down and journal about it, I just wanted to hop on here and talk about it immediately. Um, but I'm sure if I journaled on it, I could probably write you a whole essay on the shit. But I won't because I'm just practicing doing this thing where I just vocalize and I feel backed up and I want that throat chakra to start clearing up a little bit. So even if it sounds like I'm rambling, even if it sounds like I'm nervous or it's practice, all right? This thing been blocked the fuck up for I don't know how long. And I actually choked as a child. Um, my dad saved my life. I actually was I was actually dying. Like I was choking on a toy as a child. And they made fun of me for that after. Like they would make fun of like the faces that I was making apparently like while I was choking. And I remember like my dad dug his finger into my throat and I like coughed up blood because he like kind of scratched my throat as he was reaching in there. And I remember coughing up blood and then I remember immediately just passing out. And I don't remember anything after that. I just remember my mom like screaming her fucking head off. And the whole thing was terrifying, but there's a lot going on with my throat. There always has been. And people have always been like, I love your voice. Oh, like, people look at you and like when you open your mouth, your voice sounds like it don't match. Like it's not expected. It doesn't match like what the fuck you look like. And I don't know, that's their perception. Whether they're right or wrong, I don't really care. But um yeah, a lot with my throat chakra. So I figure talk, and that same cousin when we were talking, he was like, "You've always been loud though. Like you've always been loud. You've always been loud. So be loud." And he's like, "And you don't always have to be loud with your words or with your voice. Just live out loud." And I was like, "Oh, I had a little someone say that to me once. A little special somebody on here who likes to study numbers. Another content creator." And I was like, "Oh my god." That's the second special person who tells me in my life, live out loud. So, all right, bet. We're going to live out loud. And by the way, I took these dum dums from, got a hair in my mouth. I took these dum dums from an office I was sitting in earlier. I love dum dums. I'm a child. I'm never the type of person to like fucking dig my shit like all the way in there and grab a handful, but I'm very particular. I'll grab always 3 to 4 lollies. Always. And as it's specifically the cherry ones that I like. And then I really like these, the root beer. And that's the thing. I fucking hate root beer. Like as a drink, disgusting, awful, makes me nauseous, too malty, too vanilla. Hate it, hate it, hate it. But dum dums, root beer dum dums, fuck. They're my favorite. I really like them. I fuck with them hard. Um, hmm. Any what? Should I pull a card? I think I'm gonna pull a card. I don't know. I don't know. I told myself I kind of wanted to. From my Wisdom of the Oracle deck, because that's the only goddamn deck I have right now, because the rest of my decks are in storage. I have really pretty ones. I have like an animal one. I have like a ancestors deck, angels and ancestors. I really like that. I miss that one so much. It's so pretty. There's another content creator, I think, True Path Tarot. She has that one, and she sometimes has it sitting in her background, and I fucking love when she uses it because sometimes I do this thing where I'm watching like my favorite readers, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pull cards with you while I'm watching the video, and I love when we'll end up like pulling from the same deck, like they just end up in like I don't know. It just feels intuitive and it feels fun, and I feel connected that way. Like I'll grab a certain deck, put on the video, and then they end up using the same deck. And I'm like, great. So I'm gonna split this fucker in half. Oh my god. To the sea. I know you can't. I know y'all can't see this shit. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. There's always a goddamn glare whenever I show these fucking things. But look at that. And this thing in the bathtub in the middle of the sea. To the sea. Wasn't I talking about water? Take your ass to the sea. To la playa. Well, I don't know. We don't have playas like that here in in the United States. Well, I don't know. We don't really have playas like that. We got lakes and shit, but like there's the let me stop talking. But also number 7. It's a number 7. I love the number. Wait, here it is. Yeah. Life Path 7. I'll be getting that one often. And yeah, again, I'll say this again, like yeah, like I do believe in physics, and like if you touch a certain card more often, it might fly out more often. The friction, the whatever, and yeah, physics. Blah, blah, blah. I still take it as a sign. It's still serendipitous to me. I'm joking though. You don't have to like necessarily take your ass out to a sea necessarily. Just take your ass to the water. Go take a shower. I'm not saying you're smelly. I'm just saying like if water calms you down, definitely like hop in the shower. It's something that I do. I know. Again, I don't know if it's like a if I'm a little tistic or what's going on, but like whenever I'm stressed out, and this has happened like this is whenever I'm stressed, like whenever with whoever, like I'll just hop into the shower. Like it's happened with abusive partners. It's happened like in stressful moments or like receiving bad news or but it doesn't matter like where I'm at or whose house I'm in. I mean, respectfully, like if I can get into the shower, I do. I go to the bathroom, turn on the shower. Even if I don't like step in, I just need to like stand there and listen to the fucking water like run. Cause sometimes it's not enough for me to just turn on like a video or something on YouTube. Like I have to be next to actual water. Sometimes when I would get a little too medicated, um I would turn on the faucet, any faucet, but mostly like the sink in the bathroom. And I would just stick my hands under there and just fucking touch the water and let the shit just calm me down. I don't know. There's something about it, man. There's something about it. I like doing the dishes. I mean, like I hate dishes. I hate dirty, but the water part is that's what's really satisfying for me. Is watching everything rinse the fuck away down the drain and off of my I was gonna say hands, but off my gloves because I'm a little bougie. I don't like washing dishes without gloves. Yeah, it's like that. But wow, where did we go from time and water? I don't know. Play around with those words if you want to. Water and time and water, water and time, water. That's your homework. Any what's? Thanks for stopping by and listening to this animated ramble. I'm in better spirits today, if you can't tell. Last video, I was a little bit wah, ready to cry and shit. And by the way, I did cry really hard after that video. Um, yeah, thank you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay blessed. Stay weird. Stay tuned. And yeah, I will. Me and Miss Thing will see you at the crossroads. Damn it. Bye.